Hello, I'm John Main, Director of the Church Planning Institute. We're so excited about what God might be doing, especially at this 2015 conference. Already right now, on Monday, there's 100 people that are here setting up and undergoing some training. And we're excited and very thankful that you want to be part of being a small group leader, table group leader for this conference. We have 66 groups, so I really wish I could meet with you one-on-one. That's just not possible, but thank you for watching this short video. We want to talk today about why do we have these table groups, how do you go about leading them, and then what about my particular group, who's in it, and then some practical things on how to lead it. But most of all, we want to think about and dream about and pray about how can we make this large experience of this conference more personal for everyone who comes to this conference this year, all 500 people. That's what this is all about. And so will you pray with me and be a part of that? Why do we spend so much time and energy on these small groups at the CPI conference? I just spent long hours with several people working to organize these small groups. And why do we spend this effort? The reason is that we want the gospel renewal and also the vision of the conference to sink down in every individual heart. And we feel that we can do this through small groups. We want to be able to listen to each other more, and that way we can be renewed in the gospel. In 2011, we started this format, and it became really great in terms of people being able to focus on what they wanted to do. It also helped them integrate what they were learning and also reflect on what they were learning and apply it in a very concrete way when they left the conference. It was revolutionary, and so we didn't want to change it, we would continue it. It's a lot of work for us to put this together, but we really think that it adds to the conference and adds to the impact of the experience. I really appreciate you being a part of this, and that the idea is very simple. Just 5 people meeting at one table talking, and we randomize these by men and women, what part of Japan they're from, if they're internationals, we work them in. Also, the different areas of Japan. Just 5 people. And throughout the conference, we want the participants to reflect on the scripture that they're hearing from the platform, and we'll have discussion questions along those lines. And these table groups will focus on that. And we want everyone to experience the conference so much more. And that's basically the same in any small group. Small groups are based on biblical instruction, they're based on intercessory prayer, they're based on fellowship with one another, sharing our lives, care and service, and corporate worship. The corporate worship and the biblical instruction will come from the program. The rest is basically us caring for each other, sharing in fellowship, and also encouraging each other in our faith. And so that's what these groups are all about. It's very simple, basic, small group stuff. And so you can look at the small group material that I've developed for a model small group. You can look that up online and download that. But basically that's what we want to do here at the conference. How do I go about leading this table group? It's very simple. We're not asking to pastor these small group of people. We ask you to just lead 4 20-minute discussion sessions with them. And in order to do that, we just ask you to attend the main sessions, which you probably were going to do anyways. We want you to guide the group. From the front of the auditorium, there will be instructions on what the groups to be discussing. So you don't have to lead people in terms of what we're going to do. It's going to be led from the front. So everyone will want to cooperate with that overall program. We ask you to arrive just a little bit early for the first session especially, and the other ones, so that you can know where the group is and get that situated. You do not have to take attendance, and we don't ask reports from you. We don't want to burden you, and we don't need that. But if there's any problems or issues that arise when you're leading these groups, please talk to me or Brad Jankowski and bring that up with us, or we'll try to solve it before the next session. Now there are 5 main sessions, and we want you to lead discussions in 4 of them. On Wednesday, the first session, Andrew Vandermaas will be speaking from the book of Jude, and during that, before that, we just want people to just be able to introduce themselves very basically, their name, their location, and their ministry. They could share other things if there's time, but I don't think they will be. But a good topic would be tell me about your family. They might do that anyways. On Wednesday evening, Takeshi Takazawa will be speaking on church multiplication. And one of the key questions is getting people to talk about their dreams for ministry in Japan. And that's a big topic, and that'll probably fill in all the time. And so we got to make sure that we do move it around. Thursday morning is the Kingdom Prayer Session, which is a concert of prayer. We're not asking anyone to be in their groups. They can sit randomly wherever they want. If they want to join your group and pray with you, that's wonderful too. On Thursday evening, Ben Wong will be speaking on the challenges to the church, and we want people to be thinking about how God is challenging them. And on Friday morning, the final session is basically we want them to talk about their next steps. Where are they going from here when they leave this onward conference? Now my group, about your group, a little bit about that. Where is your group? It'll be listed on your name tag. Every name tag has a group number. And then when you go to the meeting hall, there'll be tables, and every table will be labeled with the number of the group on the table. It's a very simple concept. And everyone who is in your group, there will be a list printed on your table, like group 25, I have a list of the 5 people. And if you see a name that is grayed out a little bit, it means there's a parent in there with children in the children's program. And so you need to cut them a little bit of slack when it comes to the end of the program so they can leave early. So you might want to call on them early or earlier on in the meeting. Now sometimes we have to combine groups because there's only like 2 in one group and 3 in one group. That's fine. And Brad and I will help you with combining groups. But we do not want any groups bigger than 7 or 8. I would think a group of 4 is better than a group of 8 because people will hide and people will not actually be able to be heard. People come to the conference, they want to be heard and they want to be heard. They want to be heard, and they also want to be able to speak to others. And that will prevent that. So let's aim for 5, and if we go up to 8, that's okay, but let's keep it small. Just 3 very practical things on how to run the group. One is, probably the best thing to do is just ask someone to begin sharing and go around in a circle in order. You might want to go first, or maybe if you know someone is very eager to start, you might want to start with them and go around in a circle. That's so easy because people know who's next. Also, people know they have to go next. It's very simple. The other thing is the time is so limited here. So I would encourage you to use phrases like, the time is very short, to kind of move things along, and also say, that's really great. If we have more time, we'll come back and talk about that. I don't want you to worry about the time, but we only have 20 minutes to have these 5 people share. It's not very much time. Also, lastly, is that let's just follow the Spirit and see what God does. Maybe some of your groups, this whole plan will just not work at all, but God will speak and God will work and people will listen in ways they never did before. And that's really what we want. So just go with the Spirit and trust Him and depend on Him. Go in with a plan and then trust God for it. But again, I want to thank you for your willingness to just watch this video and this scenery that we're here at the conference on Monday. And we look forward to seeing you at the conference. I encourage you to pray. Pray that God would visit us in a way He never has. And also pray for a movement that God would raise from this. Maybe not just one movement, but several. And we want to thank you for being a part of this group. And thank you for being part of the CPI conference this year. God bless you.